G'day everybody, welcome back. We've got an action-packed episode for you today. We've got the end of season review, we've got the first game of the new season, and in between that we've got, well, let's just say I nearly came out of the transfer day looking like a flaming galah. But I think we've done all right. G'day folks, welcome back to Chump to Champ, episode 7, the transfer special and the new season. Before we get stuck into the transfer special, let's get into the season review. Right, so let's get started with the season review here. With the new arrivals, there weren't that many, I don't think. My best signing was definitely Jake Barrett, actually won signing of the year. So that is pretty good. Average 7.24, really solid at the back of the fence there. Friend of the channel, Jose Ferreira, 6.85. Hopefully he can continue improving. Now, Harry Farnsworth, Yelani Bayo, not so good. And even Jack Kersley, my own signing there. I mean, I didn't sign these two, but Jack Kersley, we'll be having a look at the role that he plays in the side ongoing. Season results, look, I don't think at the start of the season, I wouldn't have been unhappy with third. However, after the first half of the season we had, finishing third, and then losing, I mean, Haverfordwest get a European 2 qualifying spot because they won the final, and then Aberystwyth, I'll be salty about that for a long time, people. I'll be salty about it a long time. My bunch of bogans could not get themselves together for that. So board expectation was top half, final position third, did well. Cody Roberto, 18 goals and average home attendance of 358. We'd like to improve on that going forward. But all in all, in reality, we did pretty well. Biggest win was 6-0 against Barry. That one happened off camera with probably, I think it was our only hat-trick of the year, with Kobe Roberto getting 3. Of course, we smashed Haverfordwest there and then managed not to beat them later in the season. And then goal of the season against Airbus, Flint scored one from miles away, and that was a particularly good goal. Finances wise, we did all right. The club reputation hasn't improved. We've made a bit of money. That's all we can be asking for at this level, I think. We've not busted the bank and we've not lost any money, and club finances are still good. So how do we line up? This is pretty accurate, I think. I don't know why some of these guys don't have ratings. That's a bit silly. But anyway, that's definitely bugged out. Oh, the ratings are over here. That's you being silly game. Captain Jones in goal. The back four of Davidson, Barrett, Lever and Ferreira, Flint and Vieira in the centre of the park. The Edge and Agumang on the wings, and Roberto and Harry up front. Not a lot to be upset about there. So I won Manager of the Month once. Fans Player of the Season, Jake and Lever. Young Player of the Season, Jake Barrett. So both of those good. Sign of the Season, Jake Barrett. Goal of the Season, Flint, we already talked about that. Roberto, 23 across all positions. The Edge with 14 assists. Still undecided whether I'm signing the Edge or not. And I'm a bit undecided on my contract. So he's on an amateur non-contract, the Edge. So if someone comes sniffing around for him, perhaps then that's the time to lob down a contract offer for him. Most Player of the Match awards, Jacob Lever. Highest average rating, Lever. Most passes completed per 90 minutes, Jack Kersley, which gives me some hope that he can improve in that ball-winning midfielder role. Most goals by a player of the season, of course, this is all going to be the same. Most goals by a player in a match, Harry with his hat-trick there. So we did have the 2 hat-tricks. Edge with 14 assists. 10 clean sheets kept by Jones, although I don't think he'll be playing with us next season. Jacob Lever, most Player of the Match awards. Jose Ferreira, 15 yellow cards and a red. My giddy aunt. Peabody Brown, as we saw earlier in the series, youngest player at 15 years of age and 109 days. Also youngest goal scorer for that as well. Oldest player was Tony Davies, coming up 37. He'll be off. Charlie, the Edge, scored one in 40 seconds. And the oldest goal scorer is Roberto at 31 years of age. So that's how we've done there. Do we have an all-time lineup here? No, we don't. So what we're going to do now is go and do some recruiting, get a whole bunch of lads in on trial, sort the wheat from the chaff, and see if we can improve our side. We've already told Yelani Bayo that he won't be back next year. We're looking for a goalkeeper. We're looking for a couple of centre-backs. And a really solid midfielder to pull the strings. Oh, and we need a right winger to replace Aguimang. I'll see you in a bit. Right, here we are, folks. The all-important transfer window news. So we're all over the place here. I reckon I got over 50 players in on loan. I had a horrible time of it. I found several guys that would have been really great for us. TNS stole a few. Cardiff Met Uni stole a few. Aberystwyth stole a few. None of them are in the team of the year, and none of them are in their projected scouting starting lineups. They're just taking players off me just to be, well, piles of total Northship. Anyway, we'll get into our transfers here. So, like I said, we have had a busy one. We have had a busy one. So, you know about Jack Kearsley. That's where we probably left off at the end of last season. So, we've signed Jack Hallahan. He was coming in just in case I lost Ferreira and for a bit of extra depth in the midfield, or if I want to play three in the midfield at any stage during the season. I think that's been the overall premise of the transfer window for me coming up, is that I want a bit of tactical flexibility to be able to play three in the middle, to be able to play three at the back if I want, to be able to play one up front, or even to be able to play three up front. That's the one we probably fell down on, but we'll keep going. So Jack Hallahan is a 3-star central midfielder, 4.5-star potential ability, but like most people that come to the club, they've had a drop-off in skills as they've started over the pre-season. Having said that, I have completely overhauled the coaching team. The coaching team, on paper score-wise, more than 100% better than the previous one. So hopefully we get a bit more in the way of player development and some of those young fellas that you saw me bring through. Check out the comments from 2 videos ago. You'll see the first pinned comment has got some youth players up for name. 2 of them have gone, but let me know if you want to rename them. If you want to put your own name in the game, or whether you've got something that themes with the club name or something like that, I'm open to suggestions. First come, first served, no guarantees. But I digress. Jack Hallahan should be able to do a job for us in the central midfield. He is not quite as good as Kearsley. He's not quite as good as that Ferreira? Was the other guy? Vieira in the centre of the park. But he gives us a bit of much-needed depth and a bit of flexibility. As you can see, he's pretty much a ball-winning midfielder, but he does have good passing as well and good teamwork and good work rate. So hopefully he can do a job for us when called on. Connor Taylor was signed as a bit of a replacement for Aguimang. 11 pace, 10 acceleration. His crossing's not so good, but here's where I've found I might actually end up using him as either a inside winger on the left when the edge isn't playing well, or as an out-and-out strike. He's got 10 finishing, good pace, as we can see. Composure and positioning isn't great, but good work rate, good off the ball. So I think he will start as a bit part player off the wing, or even starting on the right wing there. We will see how we go. Bit older than I wanted to sign, but welcome to the club, Connor. Joe Newton is our replacement for Yulani Bayo. So, all right, yeah, Bayo played on the other side, but Joe Newton is going to play on the left. That will release Lewis to play on the right-hand side, so that solves my fullback issue, and will let me push Ferreira up the park and give me lots of options on that right-hand side. Still a bit starved for options on the left here, but like I said, Lewis can come over, and we've got young Jack Thomas, who has got a rename coming, but more to that in a minute. 3.5-star ability, nearly 5-star potential. Good cross with the ball, excellent pace. So I am looking forward to seeing him bombing up and down the flanks. His positioning's not great, and his concentration is okay, and his decisions are okay, but he can tackle and he can cross a ball, and he's quick. So hopefully any positional problems are covered by the fact that he's greased lightning and he can get back into position rather quickly. So who else have we got here? We have got Rowan Davies. I bought in from Wrexham as a backup central defender. He's got good pace, good positioning, good decision-making. His concentration's so-so, but he can tackle and he can mark. So the idea is to bring him in. So if I want to play 3 at the back, I've got him. There's another guy as well, but he's just a good signing, and I've got him on a amateur contract, so I'm not paying a cent for him. So good signing there. Luke Mendinger, however, he's coming for £55 a week. He is a little bit better now. I expect to see this boy as a bit of a threat off set pieces when we get the chance to play him. Not as quick as some of the other boys, not the greatest jumping reach, but he is 182 centimetres tall. Good heading, good marking, tackling a bit so-so. Again, got that glut of central defenders now, so I'm not left in the situation where I was last year of playing the likes of Farnsworth and Hesketh. Let Hesketh go on a free transfer, by the way, but a good start. 2.5-star player with 3.5-star potential. Let's see what he can do for us. Scott Reed has come in on a free transfer. Now, this was a panic signing. I let Jones go out of goal like I told you I was going to, and 3 or 4 goalkeepers that are signed up, 3.5, 4-star goalkeepers, agreed to contracts and then went elsewhere. And they pretty much all told me it was an easy decision to go to another club. Some of them have even gone to other clubs that they're not even going to get first-team football at. That's how much work we have to do at this club to up-rep a little bit. Again, ruining that loss in that European qualifier. If we had qualified for Europe, I'm sure we would have up-repped a bit. A couple of players, the ones that went to Aberystwyth, went there because they had the chance to play in Europe, and that would have been something nice to offer some of these guys. Anyway, it is what it is. So he is very much a backup goalkeeper. I thought he was going to be starting, but 1.5-star ability, nearly 5-star potential. Don't have a goalkeeping coach. Don't think he's going to develop overly quickly. We'll see how we go with that one. However, last minute signing confirmed literally yesterday. We got Alex Ramsey from Bala. He was Bala's first team goalkeeper last year. 61 appearances for Bala over his time there. Conceded 56. Not sure how good that is, but he is a 3.5-star sweeper keeper. He's not going to improve or get any better. Good positioning, good reflexes. Does tend to punch the ball a bit, though, which is a bit of a worry. But good kicking. So hopefully his long ball distribution of the target man is good. I don't think we're going to mess around with short goalkeeper distribution this year because he can't throw and his actual passing score is pretty low. But I actually think he's an upgrade over Jones. So hopefully, combined with the defensive signings we've made, he's a bit tighter at the back. And finally, we got in Liam Thomas here on a free transfer. Liam Thomas is a 3-star player, comes in on a amateur contract. He is basically a striker. He's probably going to take Dirty Harry's place in the team as the poacher or advanced forward. Good penalty taker as well, which is nice. But he has 12 finishing, good composure, nice and determined, and his work rate's okay. I'd like to see his off the ball a bit higher, but he can pass the ball a bit, he can cross a bit, he can dribble a bit. I think he will do good things for us, and he's got gets into opposition area and places shots. So even if I'm playing him out in the wing, I expect him to be a goal scoring threat. So you've met the new guys now. Let's go straight into the first game of the season, and straight away we're against Aberystwyth. So let's try and take some revenge on these boys here. We're going to go straight into the game here. Right, we haven't changed the formation. I know I talked a big game about playing 3 at the back, but yeah, well, we played it in the pre-season, and I just think the way with our signings went with the extra strikers and stuff that we've got and the extra threats going forward, we're probably better to play those guys. So we go into this match with Ramsey in goal, Newton, Barrett, Lever, and Lewis are the defence of the Ancients, Vieira and Kearsley in the centre of the park. Now, I've got Vieira playing as a deep line playmaker this year, so hopefully he can put a few more through balls in and give us that extra avenue to goal rather than just relying on smacking the ball in from the wings and hoping one of the boys can head it down. Flint and Ferreira on the wings. Now, Flint and Ferreira on the wings. Ferreira's pushed forward, sheerly because of his 10 crossing. So hopefully he can drop the ball on a few heads there and provide a little bit of extra attacking oomph down that right-hand side and pretty much replace the role that Agumang was playing last year. Peabody, Brown and Thomas up front. Kobe Roberto will be our starting forward, but he is a little bit unfit for this match. In fact, I might make one further change. Do I play Connor Taylor? No. We're going to go with that. Is Lewis, how fit is Lewis? He's just lacking a bit of match sharpness, Lewis, rightio. But we are going to start Lewis there. We're going to leave it as that. So we will get in to the game. We do have this guy, Billy Borger, on loan. I think I've just cancelled that. He does look pretty good, however, but I think I've got enough central midfield options. And we do have this guy, Cameron Berry, on trial as well. Now, I have offered this guy a contract. He's just a little bit classier than anything else I have in the central midfield and can also play wide and cover a number of roles, which is what you're after in lower league saves. So let's get into the match, shall we? And our first game of the new season against Aberystwyth Town. Let's take these boys on and let's do what we should have done to them in the last game that we played. I want to be impressed today. Let's go and put on a show. Only Ferreira is pumped up. We do like Ferreira. We are a bit biased to him. And I was going to change one thing before the match gets going. We're just going to go with the telly angle on the goal, guys. I think it gives us a little bit better of a view of the action. Right, Ramsey kicks the ball long. Hegarty knocks it down. Oh, Peabody Brown with the interception. Peabody Brown with his first start for the club. And they knock it all the way back to Cook. So I found a few other things out in the off-season as well. I'm not the only manager in the league. Total North Ships manager is also an Aussie. So I'm not even the best manager in the league. That's not good. Flint's out there. I've made a selection error there, surely. Peabody Brown with a header. And doesn't trouble the keeper early. So, yeah, I'm not even the best Aussie manager in the league. That is Total North Ship. Absolutely. Rightio, Newton stands over the corner here. Vieira to Flint. I should be playing the edge out there, and I'm not. Something's gone wrong with my selection here. Flint nearly scores though, Flint. And Lewis gathers the ball up here. And so far, we're looking good. All the highlights have been ours. Now, Ferreira, there's long throw routine set on, but he goes to Kearsley anyway. Ferreira, Thomas. Oh, geez, we're looking threatening here early doors, folks. We are looking really threatening. So I do have two other systems I'm training. I'm training a 4-3-3 DM wide with just the one guy up front and a little bit of extra defence in front of the back four. And I'm training a 5 at the back formation as well. For, just a little bit of extra defence for when we play the likes of TNS and that sort of stuff. Ferreira hooks the ball in. Peabody Brown, he's off the post. He nearly opens his account early in the season here, and we recycle possession again. The boys are looking very good here so far. Kearsley, that's just was that a shot or a pass? I'm not sure. I think he's going to have to go and say it was a shot. So if it was a pass, it was very bad. We're going to throw out a little bit more encouragement here. This is looking pretty tight so far, and the guys are looking like they are pretty well up for it. And it's a good start to the season, but it would be even better if we could go ahead and score a goal. We were absolutely killing him for XG, but we killed him for XG. I'm going to pump the fist and say if we keep going, we can win this. No good. All right, so let's get the lads out there. So poor old Dirty Harry's not been given a new contract. He's hanging around the club on a week-to-week. So hopefully down the track we'll see a little bit of Dirty Harry in the side, but I think he's well and truly been outclassed by a couple of other players in the team now. Especially as an out-and-out finisher, there's better options out there for us. Hegarty goes, there's that long ball that troubled us last year, and Lever is up to it. So hopefully with those two defenders back, and there's a little bit more cover with the defensive instructions from the central midfield, we are knocking the ball around here nicely, and we found Ferreira. Ferreira breaks. Great cross with the ball, Ferreira. He goes himself off the outside of the boot, but can't beat Cook in goal for Aberystwyth. And we are going to make some substitutions now. I think we're going to bring Peabody Brown off. Is there any form substitutions we made? Joe Newton needs to come off. Luke Mendinger says he can play out there. Can he play out there? No, he can't really. But I know who can, and that is Jake Barrett. He can play out there. So we might move Jake Barrett out there, and we're going to bring, let's get that right. Make him a fullback. Just make him a no-nonsense fullback. And we're going to bring him off for Mendinger so he can get his first run. I think we're going to try Connor Taylor up front here for Liam Thomas. Big mistake not picking the edge here. I've talked myself out of that. Rightio, best crosser on the team, and I've left him sitting out. Okay. What am I going to do here? Joe, I actually might bring Noel Flint off. And I'm going to bring on Connor Taylor over there. And we're going to play him as a inverted winger on attack. Let's see if we can produce a little bit more attacking threat. And we are going to play slightly differently. We're just going to focus play down the right, try and cause a bit of an overload out there, and hopefully build across to the in-cutting inside winger and produce a bit of space for him. Let's pump the fist and get the boys out there. They like a good fist pumping, these boys. Let's get into it. I am happy with what we've seen, though. I really am happy with what I've seen so far. We look like we've been the better side. We're just struggling to put it onto the scoreboard. Thomas has shot. Peabody Brown is shot too. So we might bring Peabody Brown off for the last 20 minutes, and we're going to bring Cody Roberto on. We know how good the club captain is out there. Let's get him out there. Give Team Talk. Team Talk? Give Team Talk. Pump the fists. Confirm the sub. And let's see what we can get out of this match. It's looking like it's going to be nil all ball draw here. No, Thorn with a throw-in. I've spoken too soon. Carrera. We don't want to concede late in this match. That would not be good. Greening is run down nicely by my boys here. So we're showing some good solid defence. We were really tight at the back here, but he's found the gap. That casual back pass, though. Cody Roberto has the ball now. Someone that I trust with the ball. Roberto. Going wide, Roberto. And he hooks it in. Finds Thomas. Thomas can't get the foot to the ball. Well, that was a pretty tidy-looking counter-attack. And we're running towards the end of the match here. I think our chances of scoring have gone. And at least we have stemmed the losing tide against these boys. Some good performances from our central midfielders there. And from our defence. To be fair, Peabody Brown with a good game. That looks pretty good for a season opener. I would rather have won, but... we should have won on the chances we created. I do agree with that, but that just is going to come with a bit of time and a bit of team bonding there. Right, we are not bottom of the ladder. That is good. That is what I like to see. Right, when we're going to come back to you here, we're going to probably play through a fair few, I think. Got some new teams down here, so perhaps we'll come around back to you here for the inevitable TNS match and against these guys. When I've looked up how do I say that, I'll say it. I'm not going to attempt it in the meantime. Well, that wasn't a bad way to kick off the new season, I guess. So leave a like down there. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll be back to you in a couple of days with the next episode. My name's Waylands. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.